Chosen one, listen carefully to every word that will come out of my mouth now, because what I am about to reveal to you is not a simple message of spiritual motivation. It is a direct warning. A warning that came through the angel of deliverance, the one who carries the sword of divine severance, the one who has permission from the Most High to cut ties that not even you have had the courage to cut until today. And today, on this very day that you are watching this video, someone is going to leave your house never to return. It could be a person, it could be an invisible presence, it could be a pattern that has repeated for generations, it could be a curse that has been lodged within the walls of your home for years, pretending to be part of the family. But what matters is that the severance has been signed in the spiritual realm, and when the angel of deliverance moves, he does not ask for permission, he does not ask if you are ready, he does not wait for you to say goodbye. He simply executes. And that is exactly why you were guided here today, because your spirit recognized the sound of this summons long before your mind understood what was happening. Have you felt in recent days that strange restlessness inside your home? That feeling that something is about to change, but you can't identify what? That weight in your chest when a certain person enters the room? That sudden urge to leave, to breathe, to get away from something you cannot name? It was not a coincidence, it was not tiredness, it was not stress, it was your spirit receiving the warning before it manifested in the physical plane. Because the Chosen One feels it first, the Chosen One senses it. The Chosen One carries antennas that pick up frequencies that ordinary people cannot even imagine exist. And those antennas were vibrating because the angel of deliverance had already entered your house, had already walked through your hallways, had already identified what needed to leave even before nightfall. Have you ever felt that something inside you doesn't fit in this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind still cannot name? It's not madness, it's not anxiety, it's not an existential crisis, it is a sign. And what is happening now in the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified especially within your own home, near the people who should bring you peace. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. A game that involves who enters and leaves your home, who sleeps under your roof, who eats at your table, who shares your blood or your daily life. Think carefully. What if everything you have always felt about certain people close to you, that strangeness, that silent distrust, that internal certainty that something is not right within your own home, was exactly the proof that you are not a passive victim of your family, but its designated spiritual protector? That is why I have prepared a powerful digital ebook for you, the God Chosen's Manual for Family Protection. This digital ebook is not just reading material. It is a complete spiritual map that shows exactly who is playing against your home, what the invisible rules are that you were never told about family connections, and what the angels of deliverance have already revealed about the exact moment when entities, energies, and people need to be disconnected from your house before they destroy what took you years to build. This digital ebook was created for those who have awakened enough to know that the home is the temple of the Chosen One, and that protecting this temple is the first mission of those designated by God. The link is pinned at the top of the comments. But I must warn you, this type of content rarely stays available for long, because what is in these pages challenges narratives that many have an interest in keeping intact, and there have already been attempts to silence this knowledge before. Do not wait for the right moment, Chosen One. Download it now and comment below this video. I am chosen and I will download the digital ebook. This comment is an act of faith, a seal, a spiritual signature that you accept to receive the protection being offered. Now that you have made this spiritual commitment, the next truth I am going to tell you will be the final blow against the oppression that was installed in your home. Because when the angel of deliverance warns that someone is going to leave your house today to never return, he is saying something much deeper than the obvious meaning of the words. He is saying that there has been a judgment in the spiritual realm, that there was a sentence signed by God, that the scales of divine justice weighed the actions of that person, that presence, that pattern, and the verdict was removed. And when God signs the severance, no force, no feeling, no emotional manipulation, no effective blackmail can reverse it. What leaves by the order of the Most High does not return. But listen carefully, Because here is the point that no one explains to you. Many chosen ones resist the severance. Many chosen ones cry, plead, and try to hold on with their own hands to what God is removing. And it is at that moment that suffering is unnecessarily prolonged. Because the angel of deliverance did not come to take anything good from you. He came to set you free from what was consuming you from the inside while smiling on the outside. He came to remove from your house the presence that was draining your peace, your prosperity, your health, your spiritual vibration. He came to cut the cord that linked you to that person who lived sabotaging you in silence, envying you while hugging you, diminishing you while pretending to support you. And do not think I'm only talking about people who physically live with you. The angel of deliverance acts in all layers of your home. He removes people who enter and leave with heavy energies. He disconnects ties with relatives who carry generational curses and dump those curses at your doorstep every time they appear. He ends cycles with that friend who always brings problems, with that ex who still visits your dreams, with that relative who lives to create intrigue, with that neighbor who watches too much. Everything that was rooted in the atmosphere of your home and stealing your frequency is being uprooted at this moment, and you must, as a chosen one, give spiritual consent so that the operation is complete. Look around you now, feel the air in your house. Can you perceive that something is different since you started watching this video? That lightness that seemed lost is returning. That feeling that the walls were heavy is giving way. This is the presence of the angel of deliverance working while you listen to this message. He is going through every room. He is looking into every corner. He is identifying every visible and invisible presence that needs to be removed before nightfall. And by the end of this video, when you finish hearing everything I have to reveal to you, the spiritual operation will be concluded. Someone will leave, someone will depart, and you will feel a relief you haven't felt in years. But there is one thing you need to understand with absolute clarity, chosen one. The angel of deliverance does not act alone. He acts in partnership with your free will. He does not invade. He responds to your call, to your weariness, to your silent request for liberation. And that is why so many people live surrounded by toxic presences inside their homes for decades and never receive the severance, because they did not authorize it, because they continued to feed the presence with misdirected affection, with pity, with memories, with misguided loyalty. And the angel, respecting the sovereignty of the human soul, waits. He waits for decades. He waits for entire lifetimes. He waits until the chosen one finally says, "Enough." And you are saying enough now. Even if your mouth has not spoken it, your soul spoke it the moment you clicked on this video, the moment you felt attracted to this title, the moment something inside you recognized the urgency of the message. That was your spiritual consent. And the angel of deliverance, who had been waiting for this authorization for longer than you imagine, has finally received permission to act. That is why you feel this shiver now. That is why your chest is warm. That is why some tears may be wanting to fall from your eyes. Do not hold them back, let them fall. Every tear that falls at this moment is a chain being broken. Every tear is a liberation happening in real time inside your home. But pay attention, because now I'm going to reveal something essential. There are 3 types of people that the angel of deliverance most frequently removes from the house of a chosen one, and you need to know how to identify each one of them, so you do not try to hold on to those whom God has already decided to remove. The first is the person who steals your peace with small daily actions, the one who complains about everything, who criticizes your work, who mocks your dreams, who minimizes your achievements. This person may seem harmless, but they are one of the most dangerous because they poison your vibration drop by drop, and by the time you realize it, your self-esteem has already crumbled, your faith has weakened, and your projects are paralyzed. This person carries an entity called stagnation, and where stagnation dwells, the chosen one does not flourish. The second is the person who carries the evil eye disguised as admiration, the one who always comments on what you have, what you bought, how well you are doing, who never praises you without leaving a slanted sentence afterward, who smiles when you tell of a victory but whose eyes do not follow the smile, who asks too many details about your financial life, your relationship, your plans. This person is connected to an ancient current of envy, and every time they enter your house, they leave a trail of negative magnetism that takes days to dissipate. The angel of deliverance identifies this presence by the spiritual scent it exhales, a scent of greed mixed with false friendship. The third is the most difficult presence to accept, because it often comes disguised as love. It is the person with whom you have a deep emotional bond, but who is spiritually misaligned with your purpose. It could be a partner, an adult child, a father, a mother, a friend of many years. Someone you love, but whose journey can no longer walk alongside yours without destroying one of the two souls. This is the removal that hurts the most, and it is also the one that liberates the most. Because when the angel of deliverance intervenes in loving bonds, he is not separating forever. He is separating so that each soul may fulfill its individual calling. Sometimes these people return transformed. Other times they move on to other experiences. But always the severance opens space for something greater to happen. And as I explain these three presences to you, perhaps names are coming to your mind. Perhaps faces are appearing. Perhaps your heart is tightening as you recognize a certain person in one of the descriptions. Do not reject this intuition. Do not feel guilty for recognizing it. Recognition is part of the process. The angel of deliverance shows you so that you may confirm it, so that you may agree, so that you may release. And this internal confirmation is what seals the severance in the physical plane. And precisely because this moment you are living right now is so delicate, I need to reinforce with you, Chosen One, that the digital e-book, the God-Chosen's Manual for Family Protection, is the direct continuation of this revelation. Everything I am telling you here is just the entrance. The digital e-book goes into details that I cannot expose in a video. It teaches how to shield your home after the severance, because many people receive liberation and lose everything because they do not know how to keep the house sealed afterward. It reveals specific prayers for each room, shows how to identify when a presence is still trying to return through dreams, messages, or invasive thoughts, and teaches how to cut off that attempt to return before it gains strength. It details the type of spiritual farewell that needs to be done so that the severance is complete, without leaving any loose energetic threads. Did you know that many chosen ones suffer for years after a person leaves the house because they did not perform the spiritual farewell correctly? The digital ebook teaches you step by step how to do it. The link is in the first comment pinned at the top, and again I warn you, this content has been the target of removal attempts before, because when the chosen one learns to protect their own home, an entire invisible system loses power over them. Download it now. Comment, "I am chosen and I will download the digital ebook." This comment is your second signature. It is the seal that confirms before the spiritual plane that you are ready to receive not only the severance, but also the definitive protection that comes after it. And now that you have reaffirmed the commitment, I can reveal to you the deepest part of this message that the angel of deliverance came to deliver. Because up until now, we have talked about who is going to leave your house. But there is an even more hidden layer to this revelation. What is going to enter the space that was left empty? Because the spiritual universe does not tolerate a vacuum. Everything that leaves must be replaced by something. And when the angel of deliverance removes a presence from your house, he is already accompanied by another messenger, the angel of renewal, the one who brings new people, opportunities, energies, and bonds to occupy the place of that which departed. Therefore, chosen one, pay attention to the signs in the next 7 days. People who seem distant will approach. Opportunities that seemed dead will resurface. Conversations that seemed impossible will happen naturally. Phones will ring with unexpected names. Messages will arrive from unlikely places. Your intuition will point to paths that previously seemed closed. And all of this is the joint work of the two angels, deliverance and renewal, operating in partnership to completely reorganize the spiritual structure of your home. But listen carefully to this warning, because it is crucial. When a door is closed by the angel of deliverance, do not try to open it again. Do not yield to the temptation to resume contact with those who left. Do not make exceptions. Do not answer messages. Do not answer calls from unknown numbers that might be that person through another channel. Every attempt at contact coming from the plane that was disconnected is an attempt by the enemy to reverse the severance. And if you yield even for a moment, even out of curiosity, even out of pity, the cycle begins again. And the angel of deliverance does not disconnect the same chain twice. He delivers the severance once. It is up to the chosen one to honor it. Honoring the severance is the most difficult test the chosen one faces, because nostalgia comes, guilt comes, selective memory comes, making the person seem better than they really were. The thought comes, maybe I was exaggerating. The temptation comes to let it go, saying, everyone makes mistakes. But all of these are spiritual traps to reverse what God has signed. When these thoughts come, remember, the angel of deliverance does not act on impulse. He acts after long spiritual observation. If he removed them, it is because staying would bring much greater damage than separation. Trust the process. Trust the divine signature. Trust your own soul that asked for this liberation long before you were conscious of it. And here is another important revelation. Many times the severance that seems to be happening with another person is actually happening with you. Confused? I will explain. In some cases, the angel of deliverance does not physically remove the person from your house. He removes you from that version of the relationship, from that frequency of coexistence, from that spiritual dynamic that existed. The person may even continue living with you, sitting at the same table, sleeping under the same roof. But the relationship between you changes completely. The karmic tie is undone. The disproportionate emotional bond balances out, and you begin to cohabitate at a much healthier level, often without the other person understanding exactly what happened. This type of internal severance is as powerful as physical departure. In some cases, it is even more transformative, because it frees you without destroying structures that still have a purpose. Look at yourself now, chosen one. Feel your breath. Notice how it is deeper than it was at the beginning of this video. Feel your chest. Note how it is lighter. Feel your mind. Notice how thoughts that were circling you for weeks are moving away like clouds dispersed by the wind. All of this is the operation happening in real time. You are not just listening to a message, you are participating in a ritual of spiritual severance conducted by one of the most powerful angelic forces. And at the end of this video, you will leave from in front of the screen a different person than the one who sat down to watch. Now, before we move forward to the final part of this revelation, I need to remind you of something essential. The digital e-book, The God-Chosen's Manual for Family Protection, is what will accompany you when this video ends and you need to continue the operation in your daily life. Because it is one thing to receive the revelation, it is another thing to maintain the protection. The world outside will continue sending provocations. Removed people will try to come back through other paths, through intermediaries, through new disguises. Energies will seek new gaps through the doors you forget to leave ajar. And without detailed knowledge of how to keep your house sealed, chosen one, you run the risk of seeing everything you receive today being undone in a few weeks. The digital ebook teaches exactly how to shield every spiritual door of your house, how to create fields of protection in every room, how to recognize when a presence is trying to infiltrate disguised as good news, and how to act immediately to neutralize the attempt before it takes root. It also includes the protection symbols that the chosen ones of the ancient lineage used, the command words that activate the guardian angels of your family, and the sealing ritual that needs to be done after each severance. This digital ebook is the practical continuation of everything you are living now inside your home. The link is pinned at the top of the comments. This content challenges everything the system taught you about family, about bonds, about unconditional loyalty. And precisely because of that, it has already been the target of censorship attempts. Do not leave it for later, chosen one. Download it now. Comment, "I am chosen and I will download the digital ebook." This is your third seal, the triple confirmation that you assume spiritual responsibility over your own home. And now finally, the last layer of this revelation, the part that the angel of deliverance kept for the end, because everything we talked about until now was about who is going to leave your house today. But there is still something deeper. There is a sentence that needs to be pronounced by you, chosen one, out loud, to definitively seal this severance in the physical plane and in the spiritual plane. Repeat with me in an audible voice, even if whispered, but let it come out of your mouth. In the name of the Most High God, I authorize the angel of deliverance to remove from my home every presence, visible or invisible, that is not aligned with my purpose, my peace, and the protection of my family. I cut every tie, every bond, every energetic cord that binds me to those who need to depart. I release, and I am released. I disconnect, and I am disconnected. In the name of the Most High God, it is done. It is finished. It returns no more. Did you pronounce it? Did you feel it? This is the final seal. This is the personal decree that activates in the physical plane everything that was being woven in the spiritual plane during this video. From this moment on, Chosen One, the next 24 hours will be a time of movement. Some people will contact you saying strange things, perhaps saying goodbye for no apparent reason, perhaps starting a fight that will seem disproportionate. Do not find it strange. It is the severance manifesting in the physical. Other people will simply vanish. They will stop responding. They will move away without explanation. Do not chase after them. It is the angel acting, and in other cases, situations will resolve themselves in the most unexpected way, without you needing to do absolutely anything other than allow it. Your task during these next 24 hours is simply to observe and give thanks. Observe who moves away. Give thanks for the liberation. Observe who remains. Give thanks for the loyalty. Observe who approaches anew, coming with clean energy. Give thanks for the renewal. And above all, keep yourself in a state of silent prayer, asking that every movement happens in the gentlest way possible for everyone involved. Because the true Chosen One does not celebrate the fall of another. The true Chosen One blesses the departure and moves on in peace, knowing that each will receive on the path what they chose to plant. Remember also that your home from today on is consecrated territory. It was visited by the angel of deliverance. It now carries the mark of that angel, and this mark is visible in the spiritual plane to any presence that tries to approach with bad intentions. Therefore, in the coming weeks, you will notice that your house will seem different. Toxic people will start to avoid visiting you without a clear reason. Some will make up excuses not to enter. Others will arrive at the door and simply feel a discomfort that will make them leave quickly. All of this is the sign that the mark is active and is doing the filtering work you need to rebuild your life in peace. And so that this mark remains strong, so that the protection does not wear out over time, so that every room continues to be sealed against any future infiltration, Chosen One, I reinforce for the last time. The digital e-book, the God-Chosen's Manual for Family Protection, is the divine instrument that will accompany you in this new phase. It is the complete manual of the Chosen One's house. It teaches you to renew the mark at every new moon, to strengthen the fields of protection on dates of greater spiritual vulnerability, to identify early any attempt at invasion through dreams, objects, or people used as a bridge. Everything the angel of deliverance started today, the digital e-book teaches you to sustain for the rest of your life. The link is pinned at the top of the comments. Do not leave for tomorrow what needs to be done today, because the right moment for the Chosen One is always now. You did not come across this video by accident. Every word you heard was guided to your spirit, and every minute you procrastinate is a minute the enemy uses to try to reverse what was done. Download it now. Comment below. I am chosen, and I will download the digital e-book. This is your final seal, the last spiritual signature of this divine encounter. And when you download the digital e-book, read the first chapter carefully today, just the first one, because it contains the 24-hour shielding prayer, exactly the critical time during which the severance initiated in this video will manifest in the physical plane. This prayer is the perfect complement to everything that happened here. Without it, the manifestation happens the same, but with more turbulence. With it, the manifestation happens in a gentle, orderly, and definitive way. Chosen One, before I end this message, I need to tell you something that only now can be said, now that the severance has been activated and the sentence has been pronounced. You are loved, deeply loved, by the Father, by the angels, by the spiritual lineages that support you. Every weight you carried in silence within the walls of this house, every tear shed in secret, every sleepless night thinking about family situations was seen. It was recorded. It was weighed. And today, finally, it is being repaid in the form of liberation. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Every chosen one, upon receiving the severance, receives with it the renewal of the promise. Better days will come, and they will come much faster than you imagine. Close your eyes for a second now. Take 3 deep breaths. And feel the presence of the angel of deliverance saying goodbye to your house, leaving behind the mark of protection. Feel the angel of renewal arriving, bringing breaths of new life, of opportunities, of aligned people, of healthy relationships. Feel your own essence realigning, vibrating at a higher frequency, reconnecting with the original purpose of your journey. All of this is happening now. All of this is real. All of this is yours by divine right. And as you open your eyes, chosen one, remember, someone is going to leave your house today to never return. And this departure is not a loss. It is the birth of a new phase. It is the beginning of the home that should have always been yours. It is the start of the spiritual family that God designed for you before you were even born. Honor this moment. Celebrate in silence. Give thanks in prayer. And do not forget, the digital ebook, The God-Chosen's Manual for Family Protection, is waiting for you at the top of the comments, ready to be your guide in the new life that begins now. Comment, I am chosen, and I will download the digital ebook, and go in peace knowing that the angel of deliverance was sent especially for you. You are chosen. You are protected. You are free. It is finished.